All right.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Peace and light, good evening or greetings wherever you are at globally. Okay, so you know how technology is, so we're actually doing this live on a cell phone. So via cell. So hopefully you guys, thank you for your patience in advance. Okay, we didn't want to kind of leave you hanging and everything like that. So, when you're in business for yourself, or even if you're working a job, when things happen, you have to improvise, people. Yeah. Okay, you have to learn how to have that patience and them coping skills, and you have to improvise.
Yes, and try not to make excuses. Just get it done.
Exactly.
Make it happen. However you got to make it happen. Make it happen for the people who follow us.
Exactly. So hopefully you'll see you will see us. Okay, we'll be popping our head back and forth. We're going back and forth with sharing, but that's just what we do. We're going in and out, going in and out. So welcome again, everybody. Welcome to the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast, where we are your co-hosts. My name is Aisha, also known as Jade, and the other co-host is
Uno. I'm Uno, the other half of the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast.
Yes, so welcome to our weekly Monday show, which is every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this evening we are closing out for the month. However, you will see Black History 365 every day from both of us, because
you're gonna cover it regardless.
Exactly. So just because they decided to designate just the 1 month, that's not happening with us. You should always educate yourself about your culture, your history, and where you come from, as well as other things that matter as well. It should not just be designated for 1 month.
Absolutely.
So we're just going to jump right into it. Excuse me. So this evening we're going to be speaking about 4 different individuals, one being Bessie Smith, the other being Constance Baker Motley. The other one is Socrates. And with Socrates, we want to know, was Socrates black? Was he a man of color, an African American, whatever you want, however you want to say it?
We shall investigate.
So we're definitely going to investigate with that, as well as Carlotta or Carlotta, Lucima or Lucumi. It probably can be said different ways. So we want to jump right into it. We hope that once you join us, let us know what city and state you're calling from. We would love to know. So we just want to know where our viewers are watching and listening from.
Drop in the comments. Let us know where you tuning in from, where you listening to us at. Okay.
Absolutely. As well as if you have an individual for Black History 365, that's what I say. Drop it in our comment box.
Suggestions, please.
Suggestions, because we'll definitely put it up on our Chit Chat Chew Show, okay? We have no problem with doing that.
Right.
So let's jump right into this. I'm going to speak first about Bessie Blunt Griffin, physical therapist and inventor. Again, her name is Bessie Blunt Griffin. She was a physical therapist and inventor. So Bessie Blunt was born 1914 and she transitioned in 2009. She was a physical therapist who worked with injured soldiers during World War II. She recognized their need and desire to do more on their own, and she invented an assistive device that permitted people who had lost limbs to feed themselves, okay? Because listen, we have certainly seen individuals with no arms, no legs, may have a trait or something in their throat, and let me tell you, they get out and they work each and every day.
No
so
excuses.
Individuals who have their limbs, there should not be any excuses. You
At
have
all.
people in wheelchairs that work. They probably don't even consider themselves.
They're wheelchair bound.
They're wheelchair bound, so they don't allow their disability to control them.
It's not going to stop them.
It does not stop them.
They're going to push harder to be a better them.
Absolutely.
So people with limbs should strive for the same thing. There's no excuse. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. There should not be any excuses. When I hear people when I hear or see them, especially when they're just wanting to be lazy and have a bunch of excuses, I can't have any respect for them. It doesn't matter if they're female or male.
Nah.
So in Bessie's early life, she was born in Hickory, Virginia, now which is called Chesapeake, Virginia. Bessie's education began at Diggs Chapel Elementary School, a school built after the Civil War by African Americans so their children could get an education. Get that, okay? Her school that she attended was built, by African Americans or people of color or black people, which is so awesome. Bessie, who had a natural tendency to write with her left hand, learned a difficult lesson during those early years. Every time she picked up a pencil to write with her left hand, the teacher would rap her knuckles. She quickly learned to write with her right hand. This was the custom of the day in teaching all students to write, but Bessie took it as a challenge. While she primarily wrote with her right hand, she maintained her skills with her left hand. So I'm trying to think what that is when people can write with both hands. I can't think. If you guys are listening, whoever is on here right now, our first listener, because my mom was kind of like that. My mother is a left-handed person, but she also learned how to write with her right. It wasn't the
Was
best.
it double-handed?
It's not called double-handed. I cannot think. But if anybody joins us and they know what that word is, when a person can write with both their left and right hand,
give us the answer. Let us know.
Put that in the comment box.
Right.
So again, she maintained skills with her left hand as well as her right hand. She then undertook learning to write by holding a pencil with her teeth and also with her feet. The techniques she mastered provided her with great experience when she became a physical therapist. By the time she completed 6th grade, she had exhausted the academic resources for black children in her community. The family relocated to New Jersey. Hey, Jersey! And Bessie continued her self-study, earning the equivalent of a GED. She then attended a nursing training program at Community Kennedy Memorial Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. The hospital was run for and by African Americans. It later became the state's first integrated hospital. Did not know that, but that is so awesome. When Blunt received her nursing degree, she continued her education at Union Junior College and Panzer College of Physical Education and Hygiene. Panzer merged with Montclair State University, in 1958. All right, for Montclair State. She graduated and was qualified to work as a physical therapist. Now, do you see her with all already that I just spoke about? She's not using her ability. I'm not going to even say disability. She's not even using her ability as a crutch.
Right.
She is doing what she needs to do to pursue what she needs to pursue. I have to have respect for her.
You can't do nothing but respect.
You can't do nothing but respect her for that. During World War II, people from all backgrounds were needed to help with the war effort. Blunt, of course, had the perfect training for working with injured veterans, and she volunteered with the Gray Ladies, an organization run by the Red Cross. This is Blunt's idea for assistive device. So many of the men she helped were severely injured. Some had lost the use of their legs or their arms. As she aided them, Bessie Blunt began thinking about how to help those who could not feed themselves. She came up with an idea for an electronic device that could dispense bites of food without the person needing to use their hands. The invention featured a rubber tube through which liquefied food could be dispensed directly into a person's mouth. By biting down on the tube, the person received a new mouthful of food as desired. And again, before I go on, whoever is on, just say hi, hello, what's up, how y'all doing? Let us know what city and state what city and state you're from, so we can know geographically like where you guys are listening in from. So when she approached the Veterans Administration to demonstrate the device, she met with little interest from them. Within a few years, she gave up on getting it accepted by the VA, and she approached foreign organizations. The French government realized the benefits of the device and began using it in 1952. It is thought that she donated her rights to the device to France. And we're talking about back in the day, World War II. Back then, 1950s, where we have much more access and resources to things versus they did not have that back then. Hi, Sabe. How are you? I see your face. Hey. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Sabe.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Okay, so the next I want to speak on. Hi, Latina. In Columbia, South Carolina.
All right.
Hi, Sabe, a.k.a.
Hey.
Latina in Columbia, South Carolina, representing the South. That's what's up. So, and I had Sabe. I'd like to thank Sabe. If you didn't hear me before, thank you so much. Even though I'm not personally doing guest on my personal Aisha Speaks Jade page, I want to thank you so much for being cooperative and understanding and patient and being a awesome guest on my Aisha Speaks Jade. Thank you so much. Much respect to you. So, another invention created. So Bessie's next challenge was coming up with a way for a person with arm injuries to hold something close to one's face. This invention, and one which is patented in the U.S., was called a portable receptacle support. Okay, so this was patented. Her idea was patented, and it was called a portable receptacle support. It involved a device that could hang around a person's neck with an attachment that supported a cup or a bowl. Quickly, if you hear any alerts, please forgive it. We just want to make sure that the sound is up. Unfortunately, you're going to hear some alerts, so please
bear with us.
Please bear with us, okay? We're tech challenged, but we're definitely working through it. Okay, so again, this device, it could hang around a person's neck with an attachment that supported a cup or a bowl. The application was filed in March of 1948, and she was granted patent number, and it has it here. You can go check it out.
Absolutely.
The patent number is 2,550,554. Again, check out that patent. It is 2,550,554. In April of 1951. Her patent is held under her married name, which is Bessie Blunt Griffin. Okay, so check her out. Bessie Blunt Griffin. Very legit. Her next invention was for something she saw that could be used by any hospital. A disposable emesis basin. The kidney-shaped basins that are used in hospital for medical waste. With much experimentation, she developed a paper mulch that could be mixed and baked. This provided a relatively easy method to manufacture multiple basins that could be tossed after use. Again, she received no interest in this item for anyone in the U.S. So you see that the U.S. back then wasn't even paying attention to the idea that she had.
Right.
And she had to take it to another country in order for her to get what she needed. And it worked. Okay, cool beans. Okay, so this time she sold rights to her invention to a company in Belgium. It is thought that a model of her basic design is still in use in the Belgium's hospitals. That is awesome, isn't it?
Right.
That
is really dope.
Okay, so in her work as an inventor, she became friends with Theodore Edison, the son of Thomas Edison. The two do not hold any patents together, but they probably enjoyed sharing stories with each other. And next, I want to briefly speak about handwriting therapy led to forensics, okay? Teaching people with arm or hand injuries to write again is an important part of physical and occupational therapy. Blunt would have had great credibility with her patients since she could demonstrate how she herself could write with either hand, her teeth, or even her feet. Reporter Denise Watson from the Virginia Pilot newspaper had an opportunity to interview Miss Bessie Blunt. In Watson's article, Bessie is quoted as saying, I quote, "I tell them you're not crippled, only crippled in your mind." Absolutely. She said it best back then in the 1950s.
She put it in the best way possible.
Okay? You're not crippled, only your mind. If you allow your mind to be crippled, we can do anything. This lady had she had an ability, and again, she did not use her disability. She used it as an ability.
Right.
Okay,
think about the people that have back injuries,
who
can never walk again, but they went through therapy and other. They had other access to tools where they can recover from their back injuries and they back walking again. So it's never impossible in anything. That's the point I'm making. It's never possible in anything. You shouldn't let nothing stop you, no matter what the outcome is, what the circumstance, what the obstacle is. If you can just get through it, you can make it.
Absolutely.
No excuses.
Absolutely. Oops. Let me just say.
And mindset is everything, because some people with back injuries remain that way, and they're in a negative state. Well, some people have such strong willpower that they don't want to be in that position. They're determined to walk again. They want to have their life back, and they make it their business to have their life back.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you're right. It's all about the mindset.
It's all about the mindset. That's what I always say. It's all about
your body can heal yourself.
The body can heal yourself. Absolutely. You have to want to do it. Okay. You cannot allow it to be a crutch.
Right.
So I totally feel where she's coming from, and understanding for all of us. We all go through challenges, right? So we go through them and we move forward. Because life, we're already about to be in March. 2019, before you know it, will be here and gone. We'll be in 2019. And ask yourself, what did you accomplish in your life? I don't care if you have your own business. I don't care if you're working for corporate America. Did you accomplish something? Or were you just sitting around just making a lot of excuses? Okay? And anything that's great, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard work. You're going to be angry. You're going to cry. You're going to be frustrated. And you're going to have joy, right? Because at the end of the day, all of that work that you put into it is definitely going to pay off.
Absolutely.
I believe that with everything in me. So again, she said, you're not crippled, only crippled in your mind. Watson also noted that Blunt loved to be called Mama Bessie, a term that was first used for her when she was in London studying at Scotland Yard. This lady has been to some awesome schools, awesome places, I'm telling you. As Blunt worked in various hospitals, she began to observe parallels between physical health and handwriting characteristics. She saw that to some extent, a person's handwriting reflected their overall state of health. Based on this information, she published a technical paper on medical graphology. Okay, medical graphology. So, this is inventor to forensic scientist. After the publication of her paper, she started hearing from people who wanted her opinions on forgeries. This led to a new career in forensics. By the late 1960s, she was assisting police departments in both Vineland, New Jersey, and Norfolk, Virginia. I'm telling you, she is through Jersey, ain't she? Oh, yes, I love it. And Virginia. So eventually she joined the Portsmouth, Virginia Police Department as chief examiner. And I'm sure back like 50s, 60s, women putting themselves out there, being in the lead. To me, I'm sure that was challenging too, because even still today, it's very male populated,
male-dominated,
very male-dominated, and their mindset, I'm telling
very closed-minded and
it is
one-dimensional when it comes to rulership and power.
Yes. So, in 1977, she was invited by the Document Division of Scotland Yard, officially called the Metropolitan Police Forensic Science Laboratory, to come to London for advanced studies in graphology. She worked in London for a time and then returned to the U.S. to establish her own consulting business. So, next is consult in graphology. As a consultant, she was called upon the courts to testify as to the authenticity, of many handwriting samples being called in as evidence. In her spare time, she became interested in reading and interpreting historic documents. Handwriting from the past is often very difficult to read. She soon became known in that field as well. Blunt received calls from museums and researchers who were investigating anything from pre-Civil War slave papers to Native American treaties. Mama Bessie maintained many memberships, including the International Association of Forensic Sciences and the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. She is very busy.
Man, okay, she is phenomenal. The hair was great. She's phenomenal.
She is phenomenal. Absolutely.
Talk about black excellence.
Yes. Blunt was a past honoree with Virginia Women in History in 2005, and she volunteered with the Vineland NAACP and Camden County College. She also was a vocal advocate for children, veterans, and women. Bessie Blunt certainly proved what she told a reporter one day, and I quote, "A black woman can invent something for the benefit of humankind," end quote. So, if you want to read more about, okay, well, they have something about another person, but certainly you can find her.
You looking for the site?
Well, it'll be posted up. I see. It's at the top of this, but you can just Google Bessie Google Bessie.
Read up on Bessie Blunt
Griffin.
Griffin, please.
Bessie Blunt Griffin. Please. Do the research.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. She
is phenomenal, girl. I didn't know she was in Jersey like that. Yeah, she put herself out there. That's what I'm saying. There's no excuses for any of us, and that includes me.
And me.
There is no excuses.
She inspired me, man.
I'm so serious. Like,
let me get off my ass and do better.
It's just phenomenal.
Check me.
Right. How these strong individuals, but specifically speaking for our strong black women, women of color, how back in those days in the 50s, the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, how they really came up. They went through all the challenges that they went through, yes, but they came out of it so just excellent.
Absolutely.
So many achievements. That should just inspire us right there to just stay on us and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, that was good.
That if that don't inspire you, I don't know what will. I know she had a lot of odds stacked against her, so I can imagine her struggle, but she never let that define her or hold her back. She just kept on going, and it got her where she needed to be, and look how far she came. And that's what you call Black history. That's
Black History 365. I'm telling you,
and that's the true representation of a black woman. The true representation. That's all I want to see.
Look at that. Unapologetic black woman. You see that shirt?
Let them know it, baby.
See
let
it?
Them know it.
Unapologetic black woman. If you don't see it, has nothing to do with no racism or nothing like that.
You being proud of who
I
you are.
am proud of who I am. This Semite, I am unapologetic black woman. Indigenous.
Right.
Yes. I had to put that out there.
Absolutely.
Yes. Be proud of who you are, your culture.
Always.
There's
no shame. No coonery around here. No coonery, please. We got enough coons. Plenty coons out there. We need no more coons, okay? I'm going to need for you to have some pride in yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself.
Know your worth.
And don't step on your people.
Absolutely.
Don't step over your people.
Side note.
It's a way to do everything.
Side note before Uno gets into who she's going to speak on. I just have to put this out here because I'm much more common right now. As I was telling Uno earlier today, going to work, getting off the bus, there was this young high schooler who had a rifle out at the train station, me getting off the bus. It just happened to be, okay, because it could have been a black male and it still would have been wrong in my eyesight, but it just happened to be a white young male who had a gun out in the open, ready to shoot the students. Like, they were out there waiting for a bus to go to school. I really don't know how it all transpired. I just know that he had the rifle, like when I got off the bus, he had that rifle out and ready to shoot. So anybody could have got hurt because people were getting off the bus. People were walking from their cars to catch the train. You had kids waiting on the bus to go to school. Like, it was just crazy, right? And so me and another writer, we were helping the older people to try to do our best to get to safety. We got them down to the train station. Do you know that this young man, this white male, he made it down to the train with the gun still out? No MARTA police, no police in general, just nothing. Like, the whole way that this thing could have went, it could have went left around the corner. Somebody could have got hurt, but I know the creator and the universe, the way that it was set up, I'm so grateful that all of us was protected.
Listen.
Because that bothered me the whole day. Okay? The whole day.
It just don't sound right, though. I mean, it just
where were the police?
It just happened out of nowhere, though.
Right.
It's just weird.
Where were the police? He's walking around. How come you could not... There's no way that you could not have identified him. Okay?
Or even found out, because I'm sure people was calling and reporting this white male.
They definitely
was. A terrorist. So, yeah. How white people label us? Yes, a white terrorist. Yes.
It was just incredible. Like, it was just the most...
Could have killed black kids.
Or anybody that was at that train
But the
station.
way he was talking, the way you said, he's targeting black people.
He was targeting the students at the time that was up on the ground level where the buses drop you off. But then he went down, still running his mouth on the train platform, just really ready to want to shoot anybody if he could have. But he didn't. And so I'm so grateful. Nam Yoho Renke Kyo and Ashe and all praises due that the Creator protected each and every one of us. So I just had to let that out that one last time, because that just really, like, that bothered me. That bothered me.
That's crazy. Like, when she told me that, I just like, wow, really? Like, yeah, that definitely triggered me. So, yeah, and I just got triggered again, because we know how all this plays out, and but I'm not gonna allow it to just ride by. So yes, you are a white terrorist.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because if that was a black person, they would have labeled him so fast, we couldn't even see it come on the screen. That's how fast they label him. So, yeah,
it's just a shame.
I'm just saying, let's just be fair across the board. All right, a terrorist is a terrorist. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race, So, but again, I know how America is and how divided it is, and who gets treated fairly, who doesn't. But it's just unfortunate what happened. That could have happened. Yeah, it still don't sound right though. It's strange. And then the model police just let him go free. They just don't say anything. They just let him go about his day, as if it didn't happen. That sounds strange in itself. Like, what are they into? Like, are they in cahoots with this? What was the conspiracy behind that? Because that's where my mind went.
Right. I mean, I get it. It's just all kinds of. It's all kinds of thoughts. You said the man
had on, the white male had on black.
All black.
Militant apparel, like he had on, like he was in the military.
Yeah, he had on all black, and everything was black, and I just wherever he's at, I hope he's somewhere far away, and hope that I don't have to deal with that tomorry. Right. So let's keep that energy out there. My chants and my positive energy out there for that. Yeah, okay, so I'm done with that now. Okay,
this world is crazy.
What are we talking about next?
So the next person we're talking about is Carlotta Lucumi. Okay, Carlotta Lucumi. All right, she's Afro-Latina. I don't want to say Afro-Latina. I know it's a common word that people say it's a quick way to identify if a person is of black descent, but I just call them, melanated. They're just melanated, okay? They're from a different diaspora of the world, but they're just melanated. All right, so I want to give history on Carlotta Lucumi, excuse me, all right? She's also known as, oh, by the way, because I have to reference this because, all right, this is coming from Historian Negra 365, all right? On Instagram, make sure you follow it. Historian Negra 365, SISTORIANEGRA. HISTORIANEGRA 365, and you can also see it too on the Afro Latin Diaspora. Again, the Afro Latin Diaspora, so you can either view it from Historian Negra 365, or you can go to Afro Latin Diaspora, or you can do both. Please follow both. Support these Instagram pages. They have a lot of wealthy information. You can learn so much about not just the melanated people in Americas, but also in the entire diaspora on the other side of the world, okay? Please do. So this lady is also known as La Negra Carlotta. There's no record of her birth, but she died in 1844. She was an African-born enslaved Cuban woman of Yoruba origin. Carlotta was known as one of the leaders of the slave rebellion at the Triunvirato plantation in Matanzas, Cuba, during El Año del Cobre, which was from 1843 to 1844. Carlotta led the slave uprising of the sugar mill Triunvirato in the province of Matanzas, Cuba, on November 4th, 1843. Her memory has also been utilized throughout history by the Cuban government in connection to the 20th century political goals, most notably Operation Carlotta, or Cuba's intervention in Angola in 1974. Little is actually known about the life of Carlotta due to the difficulty and availability of sources and archives. According to scholarship on the topic, Carlotta played a role in the rebellion by spreading it from the Triunvirato plantation to the neighboring Acana plantation by garnering the support of masses of slaves, reaching a total of 5 plantations by the end of the revolt. Other slaves knew her at the time for her violent attack on the overseer's daughter, which was brought up throughout many of the slave testimonies collected after the rebellion. Several Cuban scholars have categorized her as a martyr who died in the fight for freedom. She is considered significant by scholars due to her role as a woman in an otherwise male-dominated sphere of slave revolt, as well as the way her memory has been employed in the public sphere in Cuba. Carlotta and the uprising at the Triunvirato plantation are honored as part of the UNESCO Slave Route Project through a sculpture at the Triunvirato plantation, which has been turned into a memorial and museum. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I know our brothers. I know our brothers laid their lives down for the revolution, but the women, black women, definitely laid their life down for the revolution too. You know, just like Harriet Tubman. Well, here you have Carlotta Lucumi doing the same thing. You know, freeing her people.
Right.
Rebelling against the system, the plantation, the system.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, I bet you she was hell on wheels.
I'm sure she was.
She looked like she hell on wheels. She got the knife in her hand.
She got the knife, the bandana on her head.
She ain't playing with
like
y'all.
She not playing.
She ain't come to play.
Look her up, please. Look her up.
She come to kill, okay?
She ready.
Right.
She's definitely ready.
You know, our people need to get back to that mindset, willing to die for something that's meaningful for our people, that's willing to die for the cause. Because there's so much selfishness, so much betrayal that we got so lost in the sauce. Like, everybody's just everywhere doing their own thing, and everybody's so absorbed in everybody else that we take away from ourselves and what we need to do as a people. And yes, we definitely lost sight of what we're here for anyway. You know, it's too much of the cooning. Like I said, too much cooning. We need no more cooning. We got too much of that. Or we just have too many black people holding us back, period. No matter if you're cooning or not. They have a lot of people holding us back. It's not helping our race or culture push forward at all in a positive way. So, yes, we definitely need to have that militant mindset. I mean, it's okay, you know, to be wise and be humble and peaceful. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but having that is also a time and place. You need to also have a time and place to be, I hate to say it like this, militant and violent sometimes, if need be. I mean, you have to defend yourself. I mean, if someone was to attack you, what you gonna sit there and what? Sit in Buddha style and do chants? I mean, you know, that doesn't make sense.
Did you really have to bring up the Buddha?
I'm just saying.
Did you?
It's not an offense.
I know it's not. I'm only picking. But
I'm
you're
just
right.
bringing an example. Like, hey, well, if you Christian, would you go sit there and pray?
Well, some
as
do.
You get shot.
Some do. But as we know, with the white man,
I don't know.
who came up in the church, and he shot up those people in church. And they wanted to have a circle around him, or just a circle in general.
Right.
And they wanted to pray for him. Okay? In the meanwhile, I'm just saying, just think about it. I'm not saying that your thoughts are right or wrong. In the meantime, he is clearly saying that I knew what I was doing.
He's fully aware.
Fully aware. No, forget the whole mental illness.
He was fully aware.
I was very fully aware and conscious of what I did, and I meant to do it.
Right.
So what do you do as church goers? And this is no offense to anyone. What do you do as church goers? How would you handle that if that happened in your church? Would you be so loving and forgiving and have a circle, or just, come together and pray? Or would you want to retaliate? Like, how about if that was a family member of yours? Like,
would you feel the same way?
Would you feel the same way?
Right. And people can talk it, but until you experience it, you don't know.
Right. Right.
That's the point you're getting at.
That's the point where I'm getting at. Because once upon a time, quickly, and I'll let Uno get back talking, there was a family member of mine where they killed my cousin, okay, many, many years ago in Jersey. I can't even think of her first name. That is so sad. I'm having a brain moment. But her last name was Peniston. And this man just killed her, right? And so he wound up doing life in prison, I believe. He's probably dead, or they may have let him out. Who knows? Because we know how the system is set up. Right. But how would you feel if someone how would you feel about if it was your family member? Does it always have to be your family member in order for you, as we are a people, a community?
Yeah, to retaliate.
Does it? I honestly, and some people may be like, I can't believe you think like that. Personally, somebody in my immediate family, something happens, I'm gonna want to retaliate. That I don't really. I mean, it's just like that. I'm a spiritual person, but I also have I'm also a human being. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm going to pray for that person who hurt my family. So I don't know.
It's not realistic.
I don't know. If you can do that, hey, that's you. Again, it's no right or wrong with me. I'm telling you, and nothing has even happened, right, that I'm going to retaliate. And that's wrong to say probably for some, but I mean, you hurt my people. I can't imagine, because some things back in the day did happen to close family member, and I know how I reacted. No, I haven't killed anybody. Let me set the record straight. Haven't killed anybody, but I know how things.
You know how your heart is.
I know how my heart is.
Yeah, because I know how my heart is.
So I'm just curious, and you don't have to be scared. I mean, I'm not here to judge you. I like dialogue, and I like feedback on how people feel. Yeah. Because I mean, like you said, people can say anything, but what when it happens, like,
I just don't see the logic.
I don't know.
I mean, I got what you're saying. Personally, I don't see the logic. I mean, who the hell sits there and pray when you're about to get killed?
And I know some people might be like, well, you can't do the eye for the eye, and
you do.
And the God Almighty,
you do.
He's forgiving. Okay, well, I'm not going to say that the Creator Himself, all praises due, is not forgiving. However, I also don't feel that the Creator of this universe wants us to be stupid.
Look.
I don't know. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. I'm not promoting violence here. Let me say that. I'm not promoting violence, but don't we have the right to defend ourselves and defend our families?
Yes. I feel like that's, you got to the point now, because I feel like that's a God-given right. It has nothing to do with man. That is the Creator's right to you, that it allows you to defend you and those you care about. It has nothing to do with man's law. This is universal law.
I'm just curious. No judgment.
So you have the God-given right to defend yourself. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what is the argument here. I don't get the argument. I mean, I know you say, I mean, you're not trying to offend anybody, but it's like, why are you getting offended when it's supposed to be your right to defend yourself? Just like if a cop commits police brutality, if you was it being that experience, you're going to feel like you need to defend yourself. So let's be honest, okay? It's not about eye for eye. No, I mean it's not like we're out here trying to just start stuff. That's not the goal.
Not at all.
But if someone is invading your space, disrespecting you, and want to violate your life, that's when you need to step in and protect yourself. Point blank. There is no conversation. There is no argument. What is the argument? I don't get the argument. I mean, I know, like you said, I know everybody
comes from different places.
Everybody's set up different. I get all that. But look, I mean, you gotta stick to reality here, okay? I mean, because I see this is why we're losing. Honestly, this is why we're losing. Because when white people see that, they see weakness. That's what they see. So, honestly, you're giving them the okay to just kill black people and harm them in any way, form, shape, or fashion they please. That's basically what you're telling them. This is why every time a situation happens, it always escalates. You notice that? Every time they do something, it escalates to a different level every time. And like you said, I understand that, but then those are the ones who say, let's pray for that person, or we're not going to do anything. Meanwhile, they're still doing the same thing. So what is going to be done, though?
That puts me in mind of that Muslim woman that I saw on Facebook. I think that was Facebook I saw where she was a Muslim woman, a sister, a woman of color, who she forgave. She wanted to meet with the killer.
Was that a black sister?
She was a black Muslim sister.
You saw this on YouTube?
YouTube or Facebook. And she wanted to meet the killer face to face and talk to him on why he did what he did as far as killing her son. And after it was all said and done, she forgave him. I'm not here to judge because, again, everybody is built differently. I don't promote violence, but I do promote when you need to defend yourself. Yes, I do. And my hat go off to her because I cannot say.
No, I can do it.
I cannot say that I would do that.
I'd be lying.
And I would be lying. But again, everybody is built up different. No judgment from my end, and you can feel how you want to feel as far as what I say, because I do feel that, I can't see me picking up something Buddhist to start reading, a Quran with the Q or the K, a Bible, any kind of Bible, King James International or other, or anything.
The Torah.
The Torah?
Nothing.
I just got to be honest. I can't see me right now.
Nothing.
Do that. And I'm not a perfect person. I try to be the best me, the best self that I can be, and ask the Creator with His universe, okay, and be and for guidance. But I can't sit here and be like that's what's gonna happen. I will be lying to y'all and be lying to me. So, I commend this sister, this woman, this melanated
Carlotta Lucumi, Carlotta Lucumi, for doing what she did.
For doing what she did.
Pushing our revolution forward.
Absolutely.
Because she's
she's a strong sister. I don't look down on her like, ooh, why are you set up like this? You set up because you're a warrior and you're a goddess and a queen.
Have pride.
And you have pride. And you're for your people.
Right, that's love. That's called love. You got love for your people. Right,
regardless if they were related or not.
Because it's not about her, it's about everybody.
It's about the community.
Right.
That unity. that saying, it takes a village? Mm-hmm. I really feel like we lost that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we have a village anymore.
Everybody, like I said, everybody's separate, doing their own thing. Everyone's in their own world. They have their own mentality, and it's every man for himself. Like you always say, crab in a barrel. We got all this coonery going on. Everybody's selling each other out. I mean, this is not helping pushing our revolution forward. This is really not. It's really setting us back. It keeps setting us back. That's all it's doing. And then for those who keep thinking we supposed to forgive every enemy, that's not helping us either, because that's also pushing us back, because that is being used against us.
Yeah.
Though that's why you have to be very careful of the action that you make. Everything should be strategic and everything should make sense. But people can respect you more if you have some heart, some pride, some dignity, some self-respect. But if you weak and the enemy sees it, and it don't have to be just Europeans, it could be any opposition. If they see you're weak, they're gonna prey on that, and they're gonna use, like always, use it against you or rub it in your face and keep on doing things to antagonize you. And we sit here and allow it every time. We allow it. Let's face the reality. Black people, it doesn't matter how peaceful you are, how sensible you're trying to be, how humble you're trying to be. Guess what? The race war is going to happen whether you like it or not. Somebody going to have to kick it off. I mean, we can sit here and try to avoid it because I see where this is going. I see all this while we doing all this peaceful stuff because y'all trying to avoid the inevitable, and you can't avoid the inevitable. At some point, black people, I hate to break the news to you, hate to snap you out of your little happy reality, but at some point, we're going to have to get down and lay down. There's no other choices, either one or the other. At some point, okay, I understand some people are peaceful and all that, that's great. But that's going to come to an end at a point. How long is that going to last? It's a question. How long is that going to last? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
You got to prepare for anything is all I'm saying.
Something to think about, I guess, if that's what you want to do. If not, then, keep doing what you do. Again, no judgment, well wishes to you. That's pretty much it. And
that's your ass. No, that's all I know. That ain't gonna be me. That's what I do know. And no, I'm not trying to incite violence, so please stop.
Yeah.
This is conversation, but if it happened, I would do what I need to do. I do know that. I'm not gonna sit and pray. That's all I need to be said.
Okay. So say her name again.
Oh yes, Carlotta Lucumi. Carlotta Lucumi. So please research into her, okay? And check out those 2 Instagram pages I just told you. I've been on their pages before. They have so much great, wealthy information. Like, it's so much stuff on there that's just awesome. And just learning about our culture, history, the things we've done in the world. Like, yeah, it's just really dope. So check it out. Black History Month. And check it out, even if it ain't Black History Month, you need to know about your ancestors, okay? Who sacrificed, who paved the way for us, where we can have the opportunities that they didn't have, but they making sure we can have opportunities, okay? Mm-hmm. And the opportunities come in many forms.
Absolutely.
And have our freedom. I mean, so-called freedom, because, America, I mean, it's an illusion, but...
Do we really have freedom?
Right. Do we?
just a question.
Just a question, yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So before I go into the next one, I just want to say that the resource in regards to Bessie Blunt Griffin, it came from AmericaComesAlive.com. AmericaComesAlive.com. So the next person that I would like to speak about is Constance Baker Motley. Constance Baker Motley. And the resource comes from blackpass.org. Blackpass.org. Okay? So
all right.
Let's see about her. So she was born 1921. She transitioned 2005. Constance Baker Motley. So Constance Baker Motley was born on September 14th, 1921 in New Haven, Connecticut. She was the 9th child in a family of 12 children. Before I go on, there's someone that says Jack is Allah real. Jack Redmond. I'll let you answer that one.
Is Allah real? Yeah. I don't think it's an actual a being. I just think it's a force. But people refer to their higher power as different names. People have different names. Allah, Jesus, Buddha,
Jehovah,
whatever you identify as. But yeah, I mean, there's no wrong or right answer. I know it's not a being. I know it's a force. So that's just my answer, my short answer to that question. Thank you, Jack Redmond.
Okay. So again, Constance Baker Motley, she was born on September 14th, 1921 in New Haven, Connecticut. She was the ninth child in a family of 12 children. Her parents were immigrants from the island of Nevis in the West Indies. Motley grew up attending New Haven's integrated public schools and soon became an avid reader. She was inspired by books concerning civil rights heroes, and by the age of 15, she had decided to become a lawyer. Due to her family's economic situation, she could not afford to attend college immediately after graduating high school. Instead, she took up a job as a maid for a short time before finding a job with the National Youth Administration. Giving a speech at the local community center, one night a wealthy white contractor, Clarence Blakesley, was so impressed that he offered to pay for her college. Now look at that. Okay? Look at that. Motley began her college career at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee back in 1941. So in 1943, she transferred to New York University, where she received her bachelor's degree in economics. In 1944, she became the first black woman to be accepted into Columbia Law School. How awesome! It was here where she met Thurgood Marshall, Chief Counsel for NAACP, Legal Defense Fund. Motley worked with the Legal Defense Fund while she obtaining her degree, which she received in 1946. In that same year, she married a real estate broker. His name was Joel Wilson Motley Jr. Their marriage would eventually produce a son who was named Joel Wilson Motley III. Motley's career with the NAACP would bring her many high-profile cases, often involving school desegregation. She played a major role in the legal preparation for the 1954 Brown versus Board of Education, and was the first black woman to argue a case before the United States Supreme Court. She was also the lead counsel in the case to allow James Meredith to gain admission to the University of Mississippi back in 1962. Besides fighting for the rights of blacks to get into segregated schools, Motley also defended protesters arrested during the Freedom Rides. The Freedom Ride sit-ins back in the early 1960s. She won 9 out of 10 cases argued before the Supreme Court between 61 and 63. In 1964, Judge Motley entered politics. She was the first woman to be elected into the New York State Senate back in 1964, and in 1965 became the first woman to hold the position of Manhattan Borough President. Here we go with the awesomeness. President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed Motley to the United States District Court in 1966, making her the first African American woman to hold a federal judgeship. Judge Constance Baker Motley, she transitioned of congested heart failure on September 28th, 2005 at the age of 84. She lived a long, wonderful, productive life, I'm sure.
Some people don't even make it that far.
Exactly. Over the course of her long career in law and politics, she has received over 70 awards and 8 honorary degrees from universities. Not universities. So again, love,
Black woman.
The melanated woman and women. Again, her name is Constance Baker Motley.
That's what you call the right representation of a black woman. That's what I like to see, and that's what I like to hear.
Absolutely.
That's gonna
empower.
Yeah.
It just empowers you for me.
And I feel like that's an example of the kind of woman we need in our community.
And again, for anyone who feels like, why are you just speaking about black because this is Black History Month first and foremost. So why should we not honor and respect our community and what they have achieved? Why not? I'm not saying that I can't feel empowered by other non-black, but we're speaking of this.
Yeah, we're showing love to our people right now.
Right, we're showing love.
It is what it is.
We're showing love to our people.
Let them know again, unapologetic.
See that? This indigenous Semite, unapologetic black woman I am.
Yes.
Just because I come off very nice and humble and humanitarian, do not get that twisted. I can show you
in touch with who you are.
I am very in touch with who I am. Unapologetic black woman. You see that? Unapologetic black woman.
Absolutely.
Why? Because I was not once upon a time. And as I've gotten older, I want to know who I am. I want to know my culture. I want to know where I came from, even if I don't feel so good about some things. But you got good things and you got bad things in your life. And so I'm embracing all of it, okay? And I want my children to embrace, my adult children, and I want generations to come to know who they are and feel good about yourself and stand up for yourself. And you don't have to let anybody, I don't care if they're black, white, green, blue, purple, okay? You be who you are and be the best self that you are, okay? You can be humanitarian, you can be humble and loving and blah, blah, blah. But when it come down to the get down, be the warrior that you are, because we are.
Absolutely. You said a handful there. Said a little handful there. But you're absolutely right. You hit it on the head. Absolutely. That's what you call Black History Month.
Right.
All right. So our last and final topic for tonight. Okay. Socrates. I know that would throw a lot of people out like, damn, Socrates. He's a white mug. Who we talking about Socrates for? Y'all tripping. You better be black. Child, you better be black. You better give us some good information tonight, Uno and Jay.
Right. While y'all running y'all list. Yeah, that's right. Sorry for my fingernails. I had to get somebody off. My apologies.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting, okay? So don't cuss me out, all right? Because I've heard this too, but, we're going to investigate this here. Socrates, was he black?
Right.
Was he black?
Was he?
Question.
We love running our mouths. Let's run our mouths. Was he? Was he black? Jack? Was he black? Latina? Was he black for anyone else? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Give us your
love thoughts.
Give us your
love
comments.
dialogue.
Absolutely. And this is coming from AfricaUnlimited.com, okay? Okay, so they say that Socrates described his own appearance as black. Death from a kangaroo court brought on by drinking from a cup of poison, hemlock, as punishment for his teachings. The words of Socrates provide pillars of Christian belief and Western thought. These have earned him the title of father of Western philosophy. Those ideas include the doctrine of nous, mind or intelligent cause in order to account for God and creation, the immortality of the soul, the doctrine of supreme good. However, was Socrates African? Okay, here's A. Let's point this out. Black Athena. In Black Athena, the Afro-Asiatic roots of classical civilization, Martin Bernal ignited a controversy expounding on a hypothesis that ancient Greece and hence Western civilization derived much of its cultural roots from Afro-Asiatic, Egyptian, and Phoenician cultures. He also holds that Socrates was African. His chief critic, Mary Lefkowitz of Wellesley College, believes that Bernal is mistaken and hence the groundwork for their debate. Yet neither has mentioned that Socrates described himself as African, hence there's no argument. And here's the next part, B. Definition of African. An African is an individual inclined to have woolly hair, a full mouth, and full nose. Woolly hair has a long history. It is recorded for the Son of Man in the Bible in Daniel 7:9, where he's described as having a head like pure wool. Hence, while Socrates does not describe his hair, as he has other African features, woolly hair would accompany them, though the sculptures don't show woolly hair. Wavy, but not woolly. The sculptures, in their use of creative license, I say, were amiss. C. Socrates describes himself as African. In the Socratic Dialogue, Symposia, Chapter 5, perhaps first mentioned in the 1980s by Dr. Clyde Winters, Socrates gives a self-definition based on African features. In one of his last dialogues, before his death, Socrates and Critobulus compete to win the prize of beauty. He, Socrates or Critobulus, a new colonist, and who better to describe himself than himself? Socrates uses the following words to describe himself. He says his nose bridge isn't high and nose not straight, as Critobulus, but spread out wide and flat. So Critobulus is describing himself as wide and flat. And both Critobulus and Socrates also speak of his snub nose. Socrates specifically states that unlike Critobulus, he has thick lips. Equally convincing is that he describes himself as looking like the most handsome god, Silenus. And all will recognize him not as Mongol or white, but African, as Socrates unabashedly and proudly describes himself. Gloriously Sambo. This is amusing, as white supremacists, voicing a claim by the German philosopher George Hegel, state that Africans contributed nothing to civilization, and these white supremacists know they're a damn lie. But okay, so you knock that down to feel better about yourself. Okay, great. Socrates gave philosophy departments and Hegel a job. D. Sources speaking to Socrates' African physique. Ancient authority. This is coming from books here they have listed. It looks crazy, so I'm not going to try to say it. But I will post these so you can look into it, okay? Alright, so ancient authority speaks of Socrates' stocky body, and from Athens' Temple of Hercules, 550 BC. The preceding were pygmies, as Plato describes Socrates' how you say that? Physiognomy. Okay. I'm guessing that's his physical. And E. Why scholars in the world think Socrates was white? In the weeks or months following his death, Socrates' followers had pictures painted of him referred to in ancient texts. These, along with his own self-description, the literature states, provide sculptors with material to make sculptures of him based on physiognomy and called in the literature type A. Leucippus, the famous sculptor who gave us images in stone of Alexander, he was the court sculptor, also made a sculpture of Socrates. Socrates was a favorite subject of reproduction, and many Grecian islands had schools that produced his busts, giving us stylized 3rd century images of a white Socrates, which gained credibility due to their Hoary Age, and historians least like and least showed the most African-looking images of Socrates, and most promoted the white-looking Socrates. But facts show the white Socrates is divorced from reality. Socrates called himself African. Socrates, hero, he 3 times participated in the Peloponnesian War against Assyria. Statesman, African, and father of Western philosophy. So they have nearly 400 pages of worldwide African Black history before Columbus, before the West, and before Christ. And they have a link under there if you want to check it out. Please do. Beforebc.org. All right. So, yes. And this was written by Mark Washington. Presented by Dr. Arthur Lewin, author of Africa is Not a Country, It's a Continent. Duh. Who didn't know it was a continent? But
might be some people that don't believe that.
Yeah.
Who don't. Yeah.
But, I mean, but the geological facts has proven that it's not a country. So, you know. I mean,
right.
Just based on not only that, but even when the European settlers and colonists distorted a lot of the history concerning the planet, and then implemented their laws to make it as a country where they can create a corporation. But that's a whole nother conversation. But that is the reason. Okay, it's different factors. But with this being said, nothing is what it seems. I don't care if it's history. I don't care if it's entertainment. I don't care if it's, the media pushing this propaganda news. Anyone has a face. Nothing is what it seems. Even the things that they claim happened, just like the man going on the moon, that's not what it seems. Okay, it's fake. And matter of fact, scientists or men that claim have been to the moon or are part of, or that's part of the whole NASA team, or there's people that's in the realm of, if they're into space science or what have you, they've came out and already gave you the truth about the whole moon conspiracy. Okay, so it's not like I'm just spewing this out. It's all over YouTube. You more than welcome to look it up. So all I'm saying is everything is not what it seems. So if they have Socrates, we know through history, and we've studied this in school about Socrates being white, and this is the images that they give us, knowing that from this description, he don't sound white.
Right. He doesn't.
Right. And they push this narrative, just like they push the narrative about Christopher Columbus, just like they push the narrative about Abraham Lincoln. They did the same thing with Abraham Lincoln. He really wasn't fully European. If you pull up the original picture of Abraham Lincoln, he has some melanin to him. He has Negroid features, okay? He clearly doesn't look full European. That's clear. He doesn't look European. I'm sorry. That's the same thing with the presidents. They say the first president was George Washington, and that is not true, because there was black presidents before him. John Hanson was one. And actually, blacks were the first Republicans, okay, before the Europeans came in the seat to say they're Republicans. They actually created Democrats, but our people were Republicans, okay? They set up the presidential seat, okay? They set up everything, the whole system. So, I can go on and on about everything that's an illusion, but it's going to be a long show. Just know that don't take anything face value. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you hear. Use your discernment, use common sense, and use logic and research, and do your due diligence to know what's going on, what's the truth and what's not the truth. That is it.
Absolutely.
And it's not based on popular opinion. You have a mind of your own. Think for yourself.
Think for yourself.
That's it.
Absolutely. So I think that we should do every once a Monday, perhaps, Black History 365. to keep giving them some knowledge and
Every
education.
month?
Every month.
Okay.
Every month in one of our shows, we should do Black History 365.
I'm with it. You know I'm with it.
Going, again, giving much respect to the Malcolm X and the Martin Luther Kings and the Rosa Parks and the Marcus Garvey and all of those. Definitely much respect. But there's so many others like the Betsies, the Bessie, Blunt Griffin, and the
Adam and Eve tribe.
Yes, and we get into some native tribes as well.
Slave rebellions.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so many. It's so many to like cover. I want to say this one here. What is it here? Let me pull it up and see if it'll come up.
So, guys, if anyone is still on, we'd love to, see a comment and let us know, was this informative, enlightening, empowering, inspiring? You don't care. It doesn't relate to you. Either way, it's not going to affect us because that's just the way that you feel. That's the way that it is, and that's the way that you feel.
Ella Baker.
Nearest
Green.
Yes.
Augustus Hunting.
Yes, we spoke about them last week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Black Wall Street.
Wall Street, right.
Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Corey and Tamara Galloway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like you said, it's more to than just Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, your typicals, Rosa Parks, and Marcus Garvey. That's great, but yes, like I said, there's other people to cover.
A slew of other individuals
way too much to cover.
that I certainly don't know of, right. And so that's why I did my hashtag research, because I wanted to research people outside of the norm.
Right.
Okay, so, and I find it very enlightening and very empowering and encouraging for me, not only the individuals from back then, born in the 18-something century, but even more current, those individuals, some of those individuals that we mentioned as well, the husband and wife team being the first African Americans to be in the NFL, to have to be in the NFL. Like, are you serious?
Have their own league.
In the NFL. I can't even imagine what they went through and what they're still probably going through, to be honest with you. And so many, individuals, melanated people or indigenous people who even the kids, young kids who are entrepreneurs and who have paved the way for their generation doing different things. So yes, I want to pay respect and put their names out there so we can know who they are, because
our people should know how great we are.
We are right.
And how the large amount of contribution we made to this entire planet, period. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Absolutely. So we hope that you guys enjoyed it. Again, for those that were on live, let us know the city and state that you're calling from. If you have any thoughts about what you heard this evening, that's great. You're more than welcome to leave it. If you differ, that's okay too, because everybody's not going to agree. It is what it is. If you have someone that you would like for us to speak on, in regards to our black and brown brothers and sisters, let us know.
Drop it in the comments.
This is for the replay as well. And so, yeah, we really thank you. So I want to get into how you can...
Before you do...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is there a person that you would like to talk about, that you always wanted to talk about, concerning Black History Month?
I mean, honestly, I really want to get more into our Native American or Indians.
Yeah, like the
indigenous tribes. I really want to get into... Also, my Nana. I want to get into my Nana. Okay, she was not my biological. However, she was a Nana that I grew up with. Also, I want to get into my biological grandmother as well, that I never knew, because she transitioned when my mother was at a very young age. I believe 6 or 7, around between 6 to 8, when my mother was still a child. Her mother transition. So I want to know about those two ladies and, the indigenous people as well. Perhaps I probably even bring up my mother as well, because a lot of people, that don't know my mother, like she's a Black History 365 as well. So
being in the music groups,
and the different history behind her as well. So got to do some research. We have the whole year.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
We have the rest of the year, because this is Black History 365. Absolutely.
And even I would like to talk about my grandfather. I mean, even him being in the music business, being in the groups back in the day. So I would love to talk about that on our show. Just, we should just have a show just for that. You talk about your history of your peeps, being in the music industry and making history in it, and then I could talk about my peeps making history in music.
Absolutely. That's going to take some research, but it will get done. Yeah. It will get done. Absolutely. So this was awesome. Another awesome podcast show. Always appreciate you guys. We are very diverse and controversial with what we research and what we speak on. Okay, even if we agree to disagree, that's okay too. Yeah. But this is who we are. If it's something that's too deep or too much for you, that's okay. You don't have to join, because other people will get it and they'll listen. Don't. Some do, some don't. That's okay. It's okay. It is okay. Everybody's platform is set up differently. Okay. So with that being said, can I invite now them to?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So as far as Facebook, please like our Facebook page, which is Chit Chat Chew. What we're on right now, Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. That is our Facebook page. Like us. Make sure that you stay in the know. Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. We also have a Chit Chat Chew Show podcast group on Facebook. You can join that one, okay? Whatever we share to one, we share to all. So you can't go wrong. Join our Chit Chat Chew Show podcast group. We also have a website. Thank you. We have a website, www.chitchatchewshowgroup. Okay, put that in if it comes up different. Okay, but chitchatchewshow.com. www.chitchatchewshow.com.
It'll come up, I'm sure.
Okay. As far as the other Facebook, one more, that would be my shameless plug. You can go and like my Aisha Speaks Jade. I'm totally different on that one. I'm more motivational, empowering, inspirational, speaking from my own healing and recovery journey that I'm on. But it's very insightful. I talk about many different topics. I'm the hashtag researcher. But make sure you go to Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook and like it. Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you guys our social media info. You can check us out on Instagram, Chit Chat Chew Show Podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We do have a YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to our channel, Chit Chat Chew Show Podcast. Hit the bell for notifications to get updates about our show and what we got going on. Also, like, comment, and share. We loving the negative feedback, positive feedback, whatever. We appreciate it in advance. We do not, let me announce this, we do not have a Vimeo no more. We do not have a SoundCloud, so please don't be going on there try to look for our name, because it's not going to show up. It's deleted, okay? And I don't want you cussing us out, get mad at us, thinking we gave wrong information. We're not. I'm telling you now, there's no SoundCloud, there's no Vimeo. We sticking to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we do have a LinkedIn, don't we?
We do have that LinkedIn,
What's the LinkedIn?
The LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, which is a professional page, it is Chit Chat Chew Show. We have a LinkedIn business page, Chit Chat Chew Show. Also, I have a Aisha Speaks Jade YouTube channel, okay? I have an Aisha Speaks Jade YouTube channel where you can hit that thumbnail to subscribe and hit that notification bell for all alerts so you keep you in the know. So when anything goes live, you're in the know with Aisha Speaks Jade, as well as what Uno said, being in the know with Chit Chat Chew Show.
And I forgot one more, Twitter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so at CCCS_podcast, once again, at CCCS_podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We tweet about us and our show. We thank you so much.
Okay, so always remember, as I always say here and wherever,
right.
Know your self-care, your self-love, your self-respect, know your self-worth, okay? Know your value. You have to know that. If you don't know any of those, no one else is going to know them. You have to be your own best person, your own best friend. You have to love yourself. You have to treat yourself. Be the goddess, okay, for women, okay? And you have to earn that. You just can't throw it around, you a queen and you a goddess, when you're acting different, okay? You have to act in a way for you to be that goddess or that queen.
Or get that respect. Really.
And to get that respect. Absolutely.
No one
okay.
Just give you
respect. Absolutely. So pursue whatever your goal or your vision is. Be the best self that you can be. If you need to eliminate or push people to the side, that negativity, then do what you need to do for your well-being. So I hope that you have a wonderful, awesome evening, or wherever you are at globally. Have an awesome tomorrow on purpose, and we shall be back next Monday.
So tune in. So you guys take care of yourselves. Have a good night.
Peace and blessings.
Peace out.
Ashe and Namaste.